KTRS.
750, Big 550, KTRS. Jim Ryan checks in with ABC News. Jim, a sobering new report. Heroin now kills more people than firearms?
Yeah, an amazing statistic. That's not by suicide, but by homicide. More people die by heroin overdose than by homicides, by handgun. This is the first time that has come out in these Centers for Disease Control and Prevention statistics. The hard number, 2015, that's the latest year that they have numbers for. Heroin deaths, 12,989. Deaths by gun homicide, 12,979. McGraw.
It is shocking. We knew it was coming. We knew it was bad. Did we have any idea that it was this bad?
I don't think so. I mean, if you looked at last year even, you had overall opioid overdose deaths that exceeded the number of car accident deaths out there. So these numbers, the numbers related to drug overdoses, accidental and otherwise, are simply outpacing other ways that we as Americans are dying, McGraw. So, I mean, you see, for example, and President Obama talked about this last year, the number of fatal car accidents has been steadily declining at the same time because of safety features and safer cars and public education, that sort of thing, while the number of drug overdoses has easily overtaken it and has continued to climb with each year.
With these stats, do they break it down as to what region of the country is worse than the others?
Well, it seems to be sort of across the board. And as you know, I mean, heroin has been kind of a big city problem, or it was back into the 70s and into the 80s. Now you have places like Cumberland, Maryland, which is dealing with a severe heroin crisis right now, kids dying almost every month. That city has only 21,000 in it. So it's something that's moved from the big cities out to the suburbs and now out to small rural communities as well.
Yeah, rural communities. Missouri has their, and Southern Illinois has their issues. But you hear things like Cape Cod, you hear like West Virginia, some of the other places where it's just rampant. It seems like what crack was in the 80s and the 90s in the inner city, it seems like the rural communities are being gripped by heroin the same way.
Sure, yeah, and you've still got the meth problem out there too. It's hillbilly heroin that you still find out in the backwoods so much. There's a disturbing and terrifying new iteration of this whole thing, McGraw. It's called crocodile. It's something that's created by mixing codeine with paint thinner, hydrochloric acid, and gasoline. And then it's injected. This stuff, not only does it get you high, and it's extremely addictive and cheap, it eats your skin. Why someone is injecting this into their bodies, I have no idea.
And they call it crocodile. This is the latest thing we got to worry about now.
Something that made its way here from Russia.
Jim Ryan with ABC News. Any authorities, any elected officials comment on this new CDC study?
No, it's just out recently, but it's something that they've all been dealing with, I think, for some time, and now something that kind of drops into the lap of Donald Trump. The Obama administration last year directed $1 billion to new interdiction and treatment and enforcement programs out there to try to get a handle on it, and it's still kind of spiraling out of control.
Jim Ryan, ABC News correspondent in Dallas with the story. Jim, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, McGraw.
You got it. It is just a tragic story, one in which the elected officials, quite frankly, I think choose not to deal with because I don't think they have an answer for it. The answer for it is it's not covered by insurance. If it would be covered by insurance, think about this for a second, right? People complain that, hey, how come it's not covered by insurance? Well, if it were covered by insurance, you're talking massive amounts of increases in premiums because there's no standard treatment, right? When you break your leg, there's some type of standard treatment. But with drug addiction, some people spend, 6 months in Malibu. Other people go cold turkey. Other people do it, don't have the money to do it. So if you don't have the money, you can't spend 6 months in Malibu. So where does the money come from? Well, it comes from all sorts of places that you never really had it in the first place. It is a insidious problem, one in which is not going away with now the news that firearms, homicides, is now second to heroin deaths in America. Really very tragic. 7:54 here.